Hey Caleb, why do you look like that? Let's talk about some details regarding my physical appearance. This should be fun. Getting questions about this. So in this video, I will answer all the questions that I've seen regarding minutia regarding my physical appearance. I'll answer them all here, and that way from now on when we get more questions about it, I can just link to this video because time management is awesome. So it's not surprising. I have been an online content creator for 10 years or so. And for 9 of those years, I was mostly providing context and content through text and through some audio, some podcast stuff, not a lot. And I had some photos of myself on some of my websites, but I haven't been doing video for, let's see, I've been doing video now for 8 months, 7 months. So it stands to reason that I'm gonna get some questions about how I look. Some of these questions are from guys who are legitimately curious, which is fine. Some of these questions are from guys who don't like me. And as you know, on the internet, sometimes when you have guys who don't like someone's content, but they can't attack the content because the content is quality, they have to attack that person personally. And that's easy to do by attacking someone's personal appearance. And a lot of these guys know that I don't do ad hominem personal attacks, so they do kind of a sideways ad hominem attack by asking questions, which is fine. Haters is a key part of your business model. Haters make you money. This is very important. But the main thing about this is outcome independence. You shouldn't give a shit about how you look, and by the end of this video, you're gonna realize how little of a shit I give about this stuff because I'm gonna talk about all of it right now, all right? A lot of it I've already addressed. So I'll go through all the questions that I've seen or that my staff has seen regarding how I look physically, and I'll address those. And as I address those, I'll also give you some techniques that you need to use, especially you guys who are over the age of 35, especially you old fuckers like me, things you have to do as an alpha male 2.0 to keep your physical appearance not bad, as less bad as you can as you get older, as you get into your golden years. Okay? All right. So first question I get is, okay, Caleb, if you're almost 50 years old, actually, let's stop right there. So the implication there is I'm lying about my age. And I'm doing an Adam Sandler. So I am saying that I am older to make me look younger. No, I'm almost 50. I just turned 48 years old about a week ago. My birthday is April 20th, 1972. That's when I was born. I just turned 48. Okay, so yes, I am almost 50. I am almost 50, yes. Thank you for the compliment, by the way. I take it as a compliment. People don't believe how old I am when I say I'm almost 50. I'm almost 50. So the question is, this first question is, if you're almost 50, how come your hair looks like that? How come you have such a big, full head of hair? I already explained this 8 years ago. As a matter of fact, I'll post a link to this article I posted 8 years ago about this. I got, 8 years ago, 2012, I got non-surgical hair restoration. So about a third of the hair you see on my head is fake. It's not my hair, okay? It's not a toupee. It's not a wig. That would be awesome. Hang on, baby. I got to take off my toupee. No, it is also not the surgery. It's not hair plugs. That's the surgical option. If you look at that link that I wrote back in 2012, and I told everybody about this the first time, I put pictures down there in that link of how my hair used to look before the procedure and how it looked after the procedure. If you want more detail about it, go ahead and click that link. Now, here's the deal for you. You guys who are over the age of 35, okay? You cannot have thinning hair going forward post 35 as an alpha male 2.0, because as an alpha male 2.0, you are never going to be monogamous ever for the rest of your life, which means you need to attract new women occasionally for the rest of your life. So you can't look good in your 20s and 30s and then look like a pile of shit in your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. That's not an option for you. You need to look as least bad you can as you get older. So I've got thinning hair. You can't see it because of my fake hair, but I've got some thinning hair in the front right about here, and I've got a lot of thinning hair in the back. And so if you have that problem, you have 3 options. Option 1 is you shave your entire head, which I'll cover in a second. Option 2 is to do what I did, non-surgical hair restoration procedure, okay? Option 3 is you go ahead and get the follicle replacement surgery. That also works. I know guys who've done that. It looks really good. That's just not the option I chose, but you can. Okay, any of those 3 options are good. Now, whether or not to shave your head. This is an interesting one. Some guys look really good with shaved heads, and it's based on their facial structure and their skin tone. Okay, so some guys look really good when they shave their heads. Other guys, when they shave their heads, look like doofuses. They look like dorks. They look terrible. It looks awful. So it depends on the guy. So my example is, I have 3 brothers. I have one brother who many years ago started shaving his head. He looks great. He actually looks better with a shaved head than when he had hair. He looks really, really good because of his facial structure and skin tone. I have another brother, started shaving his head about 2 or 3 years ago. I love him, he's my brother, but he looks terrible. He looked much better with hair. He should have done what I did, okay? And I'm in that category. If I shaved my head, I would look like a fucking ghost. I would look fucking terrible. It would look awful. I need to have hair. I have that facial structure. So if you have the facial structure where you might look good shaving your head, by all means, please shave your head. If you don't, you're gonna have to look at those options of non-surgical hair restoration or getting the surgery. Either one, doesn't matter. If you wanna click that article below, I talked about this 8 years ago when I told everybody about this already, about what I did, and I go through the different options of the non-surgical and the surgical. There's been some changes in the last 8 years, so maybe I should do an update video or article about that at some point on options for guys as you have thinning hair to address that. Okay, and again, that doesn't mean your hair will look perfect. Does my hair look perfect every day, 7 days a week, the rest of my life? No. There are some times it doesn't look perfect, but it looks less bad than if I had a bunch of thinning hair. It's about being less bad as you get older, not being Tom Cruise. Okay, that's not the objective, okay? Okay. Next question I get is, and this one's kind of a dumb question. It's not the dumbest question, we'll get to that in a second. But the second dumbest question I get regarding how I look is, hey Caleb, if you're almost 50 years old, why isn't your hair gray? How come you don't have gray hair? Let's see. Why do I not have gray hair? What reason could I have to be almost 50 years old and not have gray hair? If only there was some kind of procedure I could do on a regular basis to make sure I didn't have any gray hair. I dye it. Hello? I dye my hair regularly, about once every 3 weeks or so. So here's the deal on this. I'll give you my history, and every guy's different with this stuff. So when I hit about 33 years old, I'm 48 now, so when I was about 33, 32, 33, 34, started getting gray on the sides of my head, and I kind of liked it. It kind of looked good. I liked how it looked. It was kind of flecked with gray. Over time, I got more and more gray, so I wanted to dial back the gray a little bit. So I used to get a procedure done when I go into the salon where they take out most of the gray, but not all the gray. They leave some gray in because I liked the gray. And then I got more and more gray just on the sides mostly. I have gray on the top now too, but it's fake and a dye it so you can't tell. But I started getting more gray on the sides. And so one day I was talking to the lady and I said, you know what, let's try dyeing it completely out and just having it back to my natural color. Okay, let's just try that and see how it looks with no gray. And if I don't like it, I'll go back to gray. She said, all right. So she did that. I went home, I looked in the mirror and I said, damn, you know what, I like that better. It actually looks better. I think I like no gray. And that's by the time I was about 42, 43 years old. Some guys go very gray way before that. Some guys don't get gray at all until they get well into their 50s, whatever the case may be for you. Whether or not to have gray hair is a complicated topic. It's not something I can address to you just in a general video that goes to the whole world. So it really depends on your age, your frame, your personality style, and the type of women that you're going after, including not only personality types, but also ages of women. So all those factors come into play as to whether or not you have gray hair or not. I don't like gray hair for me. Some guys my age or older have fantastic gray hair. They look great. Depends on the guy. Okay, depends. All right. Next question I get. Caleb, do you wear makeup on your face to make yourself look younger? The answer is no. I don't put makeup on my skin to make myself look younger. I do something else. I'll discuss that in a second. But no, in terms of makeup on my skin, this is how I look. I don't have any makeup on my skin. What I do a number of things, is I have a whole skin regimen that I do starting when I was 35, because I want to look as least bad as I can as I get older. I don't want a lot of wrinkles. I want healthy looking skin. So I do moisturizers, I do exfoliants, I do astringents, I do fucking face wash. I do all this stuff every morning and every evening. I have an entire procedure. I do retinol cream. I do all kinds of crap. If you look at my book, The Ultimate Younger Woman Manual, I go through an entire chapter of what you should do in terms of skin regimen once you hit age 35. Very important. I don't wear makeup on my skin, but what I do is I have really fucked up eyebrows. My eyebrows are jacked. They're fucked. They always have been. It's genetics. Nothing I can do about it. So what I do is I take this fucking powder and I put a little bit in my eyebrows, and it makes my eyebrows look less bad. They still look bad. I will never have great looking eyebrows. That's just not in the cards for me, and that's fine. But if I had nothing in there, I would have no eyebrows. Big holes in my eyebrows look terrible. So I want to make sure I look less bad. Hey Caleb, you can get that eyebrow tattoo thing that some people get. Yeah, I mean, I've looked into that. Maybe I'll do that someday down the road. I really don't care. It's not a big deal to me. But so I do that. Other than that, no, I don't wear makeup. This is my skin. Now in these YouTube videos, I have my guy color correct these YouTube videos. which you should be doing anyway. Most YouTube people do that. But we do that to make it so I look more like I would look in real life if you met me. A lot of you guys have met me. This is how I look. This is it. Right? So that brings us to the dumbest question I have ever seen regarding how I look. I'm going to address it, but it's sad that I have to actually explain this to adults in the year 2020 that they don't understand this. And the question is, Caleb, if you exercise 5 days a week, let's stop right there. The implication is that I'm lying and I don't exercise 5 days a week. Yes, I do. I exercise 5, 6 days a week. I try to get to 7, but rarely do I hit 7. It's usually 5 to 6 days a week. I'm up in that room right up there every morning, 5 to 6 days a week. I do mobility stretching, I do weightlifting, I do body weight exercises, and I do cardio. It takes me about an hour. Yes, every day, 5 to 6 days a week. I work hard and I blow my brains out. As a matter of fact, one of these days I'll do a video of my whole day. I'll have someone follow me around and do my typical day, and I'll kind of go through an overview of what I do. It's a different routine every day, but I'll go through that. So yes, I do. I exercise 5 days a week, hard, 5 to 6 days a week. You need to exercise, for you guys over 35, you need to exercise hard at least once every 48 hours. That is an Alpha 2.0 mandatory minimum, not for weight loss, which we'll cover that in a second, but for energy levels, for longevity, for clarity of thought, oxygen in the brain, health, things like that. Okay. The question is, if you exercise 5 days a week, 5, 6 days a week, how come you're overweight? Okay, let me explain something you should have learned in high school. Weight loss is about the amount of calories you eat. It is not about how much exercise you're doing. That is about 5% of it. The exception to the rule is if you exercise literally all day long. So if you have a job where you're like digging ditches, 8, 9, 10 hours a day, yes, that will help you keep the body fat down. But if you're a normal human being in the Western world and you exercise for an hour or less once a day, that is not going to help or barely help you keep the body fat off, because body fat is not about exercise. God damn it, it is about caloric deficit. I don't eat at a caloric deficit often enough to drop my body fat, which I would have to do for many months in a row, which I am working on. That's one of my weak areas. I've talked about that in a prior video. But exercise is maybe 5%, maybe 10% of the equation at the very, very most. You can blow your brains out exercising for an hour and eat half a candy bar and wipe out that whole workout, right? So I cannot believe people on the internet, adults in the year 2020, are that stupid that they don't understand how someone can exercise a lot and still be overweight. Read a fitness book, for Christ's sake. Oh my God. Here's a follow-up question to that, or a similar question that's not quite as dumb. Hey Caleb, if you lift weights, how come you're not jacked? How come you don't have gigantic muscles? Several answers to that question. Number one is, I don't have small muscles. Do you think I was born with arms like this? From the waist down, my legs, like you can't see in this video, I'll show you later some other time maybe. My legs are solid muscle. I have no fat on my legs. My thighs, my calves, my ass, it's rock hard. It's solid muscle. I have some. Now, what I don't have is muscle definition from the waist up, because I got more body fat there, okay? Why don't you have, Caleb, why don't you have like giant traps? Dude, you're right. My traps fucking suck. I have beta male traps. They're lame. I need to get those traps up. That's on the to-do list. Why is that? Because I haven't lifted weights consistently for years and years and years. I'll lift weights for a few years and then I'll stop. And then I'll go back to it and I'll lift weights for 6 months and then I'll stop. Which I should not be doing. I should be lifting weights consistently. Right now I am lifting weights, but I haven't done it consistently. Also, when I lift weights, I don't focus a lot on muscle mass. I focus more on high reps because I want to do it for health reasons, healthy bones, testosterone levels, all that good stuff, not to lose weight and not necessarily to get jacked. There's no point, in my opinion, of getting huge muscles when I have this level of body fat. I'd rather get the body fat off first, deal with the muscle mass later. That's my plan. You may hate that plan, but that's the plan for me. That's the deal. So that's why I don't have this gigantic, amazing muscle definition, even though I have lifted weights off and on most of my life, starting when I was 18. Okay. Next question. I think this is the last question. Caleb, how tall are you? I am 5'10 and a half. So I am just a hair over 5'10. I've never been taller than that. I've never been a tall guy. It's strange that some people think I'm tall. I have seen in the past comments on websites about me where guys have said, well, it's easy for Black Dragon to get laid. He's really tall. I'm 5'10. Matter of fact, I am the shortest man in my family. All of my brothers and my dad, including my younger brothers, are 6 foot and above. They're tall, skinny guys. So whenever we have family photos and stuff, There's a lot of jokes like, oh, you little midget, and they pat me on the head. It's great. It's awesome. Okay, so I'm 5'10 and a half. That's why I have written in the past, a long time ago, on some of my blogs about wearing shoe lifts, 1-inch shoe lifts, on first and second dates if the woman is a little taller. So to give you an idea of a framework here, if you are under 5'10 or 5'10 or under, okay, and you're doing online dating, you need to look at how tall that woman is before you meet her on that first date. And if she is 5'8 or higher, you need to wear shoe lifts. You can get them on Amazon, okay? Put in like a 1-inch shoe lift or get elevator shoes if you really want to. And the reason for this is women wear heels, including tall women. So what will happen, this used to happen all the time for me way back. This used to happen to me all the time way back before I figured out what was going on years and years ago. You've got these women who are like 5'8", 5'9", God forbid 5'10", okay? And then they wear 4-inch heels. So what'll happen is you'll go on a first date, you'll be talking to her, everything's great. Then you guys will stand up to leave. Women generally don't like it when men are shorter than them. And so this woman who's 5'8", wearing 4-inch heels, she's 6 foot tall now. She towers over you and she goes, she gets all worked up because you're shorter than her. And she's like, how tall are you? I'm like, dude, I'm 5'10". Bitch, you're wearing heels. They'll say that, just think it, okay? You're wearing heels, what are you doing? So to offset that, you want to wear shoe lifts. Maybe I'll put a link in the description below on some shoe lifts, good places for that. Only if you're under 5'10". Obviously, if you're 5'11", 6, so you don't need to wear fucking shoe lifts, okay? Obviously, okay? Don't try to get to 6'3". There's no point, okay? Okay, so I'm 5'10 and a half. When I wear shoes, I'm around 5'11". Online, sometimes I'll say I'm 6 feet. I'll probably fudge it by an inch at the most. Usually I don't even do that because I might wear a shoe lift on the first. By the way, this is only on the first and second date you wear these shoe lifts. Once you have sex with a woman twice, she doesn't really care about the details about how you look anymore. She only cares about those things before she has sex with you twice. So don't think, oh my God, I gotta wear shoe lifts every time I see this woman for the rest of my life. No, wear them on date number 1, date number 2, have sex, maybe have sex one more time, and then you don't have to worry about it, okay? Trust me. Women don't care once they have sex with you twice. All right, so that's it. Those are the questions I've seen. From now on, I can just link to this video. The takeaways from this are a few things. Number 1, outcome independence. You shouldn't give a shit about how you look. You shouldn't be afraid to address these things. I just told the whole world for the second time I have fake hair and put shit in my eyebrows. Do you think I give a fuck? No. Outcome independence, you shouldn't care. There are a lot of you, I've gotten some of your emails, and you guys say, I want to start an online business, I want to do videos, but I'm scared that people might make fun of me for how I look because of X, Y, and Z. You shouldn't give a fuck. Are you fucking kidding? I'm a chubby fuck. Do you think I care? I don't give a fuck. You shouldn't care. Outcome independence. Number 1. Number 2, whenever you see someone online attacking someone's physical appearance, and this is the way I view it too, when I watch YouTube videos of other people. The other day I was watching a YouTube video, it was a real estate video, and the guy had some really good information. And I looked down the first comment, and the first comment was some guy making fun of the guy's lip. Okay, why was he doing that? He was doing that because he couldn't attack the guy's content, so he had to find something else he could attack him about, which is his physical appearance. You know, last week I saw another video, it was on international real estate. And really good information on this video. I watched it, it was great. And one of the comments was a guy complaining about how he spoke. I don't like his accent. I don't like how he talks. That's weird. Now, why is he doing that? Again, he's attacking the person personally because he can't attack his content. So whenever you see anyone, not someone just attacking me, anybody on the internet attacking anyone else on the internet for their physical appearance or something like that, while ignoring their content, that person is indirectly endorsing that person's content. Because if that person had a real problem with that person's content, he would attack the content. If he's not attacking the content, what does that mean? You're actually endorsing the content. That's how I view it. And that's how I view it when I look at other people too. Cool? Okay, that's it. Have fun. See you soon. Bye.